the inspiration to do any of the work on this album, this project, comes from a breakup. I was in love, and I found a relationship that I thought would last, and I was really happy to be in it. And I think it was one of those relationships that every once in a while you're in a relationship that just feels very transformative in some way. So we are about to do a brand new song called Every Morning, co-written by me and Adam Joseph and Corey Tutt. But then, as good as that was, the breakup was also as tough for me. And so I was really affected by that. It was while I was on Broadway. My senses were at their height. Mm-hmm. And so I just kind of took it all in. And I had to kind of, I think, do a little healing and a lot of thinking and a lot of talking with friends. Mm-hmm. And then I said, you know what? It's a good time for me to work on some material and like write some stuff down. I wanted to just get my thoughts and feelings out on paper, mm-hmm. just to get them out. And then in addition to that, I was having some conversations with some close friends. Yeah. And a lot of the feelings that I was having were just like, ended up being, like I would sum up an emotion and it was like, oh, that's a song lyric. All right, coming in. Looking for... Out here feeling like a queen, looking like the baddest they done seen. Wait a minute. Celebrating me, melanated, going for my goals, baby. Yeah, I did it. I just had to push. Everyone understands love and pain. So that's on the album. But then also what's there is something for people who are in the queer community and trans women of color specifically. She gave up all the nights before just to have him there. There's just so much going on and so many moments, at least that I can remember back in my life, that just we weren't represented and that I was absent from the story. Whether it's a love story or any kind of story, we've been absent from so many of those stories, and I really want to have something that feels like it's an offering that people can be like, okay, I know what this is. I can see myself in this. I'm on all of them.
Okay. All right. Well,
and the funny thing is you run into the same people on each one. On all different ones.
Huh. Mm-hmm. I've never been on an app like that because it was after my time. I got married.
After your single time?
After my single time. Yeah, once I got married, all those apps came out, and I was like, wow, that must be a totally different life experience.
It's like, you know what it's like? It's like trying to get it's like Uber, which you've used.
I've used an Uber, yeah.
But it's like in this situation, it's like the drivers have all the control.
I see.
And it's like they keep canceling you, but you're trying to get an Uber. Okay. That's what it's like.
Can you leave star ratings for these individuals?
No.
Oh, okay.
You have no voice.
Yeah. Huh. No, that's not good. That's not good at all.
It's like asking the Uber drivers, can I please match with you? And then them being like, nah.
Can you?
Or
shared ride?
Or all of you can share rides. Or they all accept you. They all say yes, you can. And when you go to the car, they speed away.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
That's what these dating apps are like.
Huh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Are you gonna send your ex this album?
I've never worked on anything like this. So personal. I'm a trans woman. I'm a woman creating this music about this man who this was not an abusive relationship, but there are some abuses that trans women endure. And I had to go to some of those places when recording this. I'm also thinking about, like, do I sound like a woman? Are people going to be like, oh, who's this man singing some kind of way?
Right.
Like, that's a thought that can cross through my brain. And so there's so many things that can bring insecurity into this kind of atmosphere that just I've felt protected from. I just need to be heard, to be seen. Do you know what I mean? Would it hurt to try and see if you could love a girl like me? The thing that really allowed it to kind of incubate and flourish and do what it needed to do was working here with Electropoint.
That's very kind of you. I don't think that's, I mean, I like what I'm doing with you, but I think it's because of the place it's coming from is really the reason.
I feel really comfortable working with you, and
thank you.
And I don't feel just comfortable working with you. I feel safe. If she could freeze this moment, realize the fantasy, she'd give up all the nights before, just have him there.
I think the most relevant thing to what we're doing is probably the message of our songs and the background story behind them, but also the place that it's coming from. One of our songs, Girl Like Me, is just speaking to the human experience, and that's not something I get to do in every song. I mean, I've done songs of meaning before, but every time it happens, I am grateful for working on a project like that, and Peppermint's bringing that pretty much across the board on this project.
There's another song that I'm writing about the family and the sisterhood that has saved me, that has helped get me to this moment. And so the relationships that I've called on to support me in my life, I'm also kind of honoring in a way. Everything I've always done has been me, for sure. But I think this is the most me that I've ever been on an album without ever having to worry about really what anyone's gonna think. I think one of the things that's important for me is to try to come across as true on this album as possible. And I think we're achieving that. Every morning when she opens up her eyes, yeah.